As we become more aware of who we are in Christ, as we become aware of who I am and the gifts that God has given me and all that I'm doing, if we can help other leaders kind of get in touch with that part of themselves where their strength is coming from that inner place, it helps us then guide others in reaching out to finding their fullest potential.
Oftentimes, the church leaders and those in caregiving roles as in general tend to put the needs of others before themselves, and they become very depleted. When we think about the art of self-care, it is about the wholeness of our well-being. And so if we're taking care of our social, our spiritual, our physical, our emotional well-being, then when those times come up where we do have to tend to the emergency situations and things, we're well prepared for that, and we can rely on the strengths of the others. If we get ill, then we have our spiritual well-being and social support for that. And so I think it's really important, and as church leaders, especially those in church staff, in order to lead it, we need to be modeling that.
So if I'm suffering, I'm putting out negative energy and pain into the world, and if I'm in good health, then I'm putting out that positive healing energy in the world. And likewise, I'm able to help others then connect together in a way that is very healing and transforming. It helps us to, as we're more connected with God, it starts to erase the dividing lines between us and them, and it becomes we.
I think that when we're tending to our well-being, to our own self-care, it's not a selfishness at all. It is truly attending to the self. We begin to know ourselves better through reflection, and we begin to understand our own calling and what God has led us to. And then we begin to have a healthier understanding of others, their calling, and how that can be fostered. And instead of just filling holes and filling roles, we truly are looking to send people in their own way to make disciples. Truly, it is a gift that you give yourself. You give yourself this day apart, this time away, to reflect on you.
I think anyone who is open and willing to, and ready to make some changes in their life, ready to say, I want to live differently. I want to know how to be fully alive. I don't want to just be going through the motions anymore. I want to be connected to who I am, body, mind, and spirit. I want to be the best person God has created me to be. And so I think our clergy and church leaders and chaplains and Stephen ministers and all those who are in a caregiving role can benefit because they won't burn out. Sometimes we use the analogy that on the airlines, when they say you put on your own oxygen mask first before you can help someone else. And I said, the problem with that imagery for me is that if an oxygen mask falls down, that means something's really wrong. There's an emergency. And so when I'm flying, I really don't want to see that oxygen mask fall down in front of me. I want to rely on the pilots and the inspectors and everything, that you want to know that things are going well before there's an emergency.